How much do you think a man should spend on a first date?
$1,000.
I don't know.
Why should a man spend $1,000 on you?
Because I'm cute.
Just because you're cute?
Yeah, sure.
Is it all about the money for you?
It's not about the money, but I know I deserve this, so.
So if I take you out and I said, I'm going to spend $1,000 on you tonight, you're going to throw it back on me when we're finished, right?
Oh, it depend.
What would it depend on?
It depend on a lot of things.
But I just dropped $1,000 on you.
But it doesn't matter.
Would you ever see yourself spending $1,000 on a man for a first date?
No, because it's completely different.
So,
God's sake, man. Who failed this woman?
can I give you my
Go on.
take on this? Personally, it seems like these women in these type of mindsets are still the ones that get all the men.
Yeah, because they attract the kind of men that just want to bang them.
Well,
Nothing long lasting.
I don't know, but if we're going to think about the whole concept of what he's getting at here, right? Because it's a tricky one, because when you think about men taking a girl out on a date, naturally, in my books, the guy should pay for the first date if he's invited you out. Now,
Within reason.
okay, we'll get onto your reasoning after. It's tricky because when you're going out on a first date with someone as well, you don't know if you're going to see that person again. And it's like, if you go on a date and it doesn't go well and you don't see that person again, you can't be spending big money on them. And let's say you're dating multiple people. You can't keep taking girls out all the time each week and spending big amounts of money. It's not fair. It's not fair on the guy, in my opinion. So it's like, I don't think first dates should be something really expensive. I think men should spend within their means of what they find affordable. But it's true, I don't think men should be constantly like having to, if a guy's trying to find a girlfriend, like he's actually dating to find the one, and he's going out on multiple dates just to explore, he can't be spending his whole wage check just taking out loads of different women on dates. Like, it doesn't work like that.
If your expectation is that to take me out, you have to spend $1,000 on me, you're basically a prostitute.
That's crazy.
That's the way I see it. If your expectation is that I have to spend $1,000 on you, and that's fine. I'm not shitting on prostitutes.
Yeah.
But that's what you are. If that's your expectation, then you will be treated as such. If I go on a date with a girl, I'm not dropping $1,000 on the first date. Even if I was a billionaire, I'm not dropping $1,000 on the first date. You can do stuff that is a lot of fun.
Billionaire.
I ain't dropping $1,000.
That's like dropping £100 if you're a billionaire.
It's not about it. You can do some really, really nice things with people on a first date that don't even require money.
Of course.
The idea that someone has a price, whether it's $1,000 or £500, the idea of a first date is to get a feel of the person and to have a good experience, whatever that might be. You could be two people that are into gaming. You could be two people that are into rock climbing, into bowling, whatever it is. And you can go out and connect on a low budget because you're enjoying each other's company. If you set the bar at 1,000, you've basically offered yourself up as a piece of meat to me. Now, first of all, I'm not going to take a girl on a date for £1,000 in the first place.
I don't agree with what you're saying.
What part of it don't you agree with?
I don't agree with you saying that if you're setting £1,000, you should only look at her as a piece of meat. Like
that's not what I said.
That is exactly what you just said.
I said if you set the bar at £1,000, you have offered yourself up like a piece of meat.
But why?
Because you've put a price tag on yourself. Here's $1,000. I'm worth £1,000 for the first date. You don't pay this, you don't get me. Who does that? Prostitutes.
I don't think that's fair to say just
Well,
because
would
a
you
girl
ever do
wants
it?
that sort of... No, I wouldn't
Why?
do it myself because I think that's extortionate money. It's ridiculous. Like,
It's not about the money though.
but
Seb.
I don't agree that you should say because a girl thinks that she's worth £1,000 for a first date that means she's a prostitute and you're only going to look at her as a piece of meat.
Again,
more
that's not what I said.
fool to you for willing to pay £1,000 just to shag a girl. You could shag a different girl and not even have to pay that amount.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. The donuts that actually put it forward, they deserve whatever they get. But what I'm saying is that say for example on Hinge, she put in her profile exactly what she just said. To take me on a date is £1,000. That is what an escort says, right? You're advertising yourself. You're saying the experience for me doesn't matter. What matters is you're willing to drop this amount on me. Reason being, because I deserve it. Who do you think you are? That sounds like an escort to me, and you will be treated as such.
No, it sounds like somebody who's got sort of standards of what they want from a man, and there is a lot of women who want men that are just going to fund that. Women that have got like, you made me jumble my words. Some women want a man that's just going to splash money at them and fund their whole lifestyle and things like that, just because they're a woman and they're pretty, they think they deserve that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, all right. So if I'm a guy that has the money to splash on said pretty woman,
Yeah.
what do you think I deserve?
Well, most men would want sex in return,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that she's a piece of meat.
If you're putting yourself up for $1,000 for a date, what do you think you're advertising yourself as?
Somebody who wants a rich man. Realistically.
On a first date, Sab,
Yeah.
if someone is saying to you, I want to take you on a date, and you say the requirement to take me on a date is £1,000, you've already set the bar at escort. The bar is no longer at get to know potential girlfriend, bring her home to mum. The bar is, so for £1,000, what exactly am I getting access to? Your time, you can keep
But
that.
this is
you know why they're paying £1,000.
This is my issue. I find that these are the girls that actually win over the men, and the men make them their girlfriends.
Yeah, but
Some men
how
are
many,
into that stuff.
How many times do these things fail? There's nothing long lasting there. Yeah, you drop 1,000, 2,000, you take it to the wherever, the showdown, the fancy places. First of all, a lot of the people that do these things that are not celebrities or in sports or whatever, they can't keep it up. So they already set the bar way too high. So you set yourself up for failure. So she'll leave anyway. I mean, if I was to say anything to the guys, I would say any girl that is saying that to you, just walk away from her. I don't care how bad she looks.
Yeah, she's going to be a spoiled brat.
She's just going to cause you problems. But I'm sorry, ladies, if you tell a guy that this is my price range to date me, that's what escorts do. So that is how you will be seen. Escorts say, these are my rates, and if you want to take me out on a date and have your way with me or whatever we decide to do, these are my rates, which is fine. I am not shitting on escorts or prostitutes. Do your thing, make your money. No problem whatsoever, but don't pretend that that's not what you are. That is exactly what you are. You are offering yourself up for a price tag, because what you're saying is, I've only got £900. Well, you can't date me then. Why? Because I need 1,000 splashed to me. You're an escort. That's what
I disagree. I wouldn't pinpoint them as escorts. But anyway, moving forward, I just think the whole concept of that whole price bracket is dumb anyway. Like, if you think about a guy, even if he was to spend £100 on a date, £200, if he goes on like 5 dates, that's like how much money? That's £1,000 for 5 dates. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, you can't keep spending that sort of money every month. Like, you could be putting your money to much better use.
Guys, think about it this way, right? If she's putting a price tag on herself, that means that I've got one more point to make. If she's putting a price tag on herself, she's not going to free it up for you, because that price tag is going to remain so someone else takes her on a date, so she gets to eat for free somewhere else. She's going to be dating multiple people,
Probably, yeah.
getting £1,000 spent on her, maybe up to 10K in one day. You're the date in the morning, by the evening she's racked up all that money. You ain't going to get the box. So what I'm saying is, if your intention is to take a girl out to sleep with her, you may as well just go get an escort. And I'm not even encouraging you to do that, but essentially you're wasting your time. You're not going to get it. She's going to free up your wallet. And look, from my perspective, and I'm pretty sure from most men's perspectives, if you're putting a price tag on yourself for a first date, you're not going to get anything good from these guys. They might have the money to splash out on you to get what they want. They might even knock you up, but you're never going to get that love and commitment. They will step out because you've already set the bar extremely low. First date should be about learning about people, having a good time, bonding over something, and being excited to see them again without the money being there. I've gone on some great first dates where there's been very, very little money spent. Maybe the most was spent on like food, just to get some good food because you don't want to eat shit. But like an activity like bowling is a good way to bond with somebody. Going to the arcades.
Never go bowling for a first date.
I've been on first dates with bowling, and they've been so much fun. So much fun. Like, we've had a genuinely good time. Like, we've bonded, shown them how to bowl. I'm not particularly good at bowling myself, so I'm kind of showing them half-assed. But it's been fun, because if you've got the kind of personality that you can adapt to multiple settings, and you're not one of those awkward people that, you need to do this thing or it all falls apart, then you'll have fun doing whatever. It could be top golf, it could be bowling, it could be go-karting.
I would never go top golf for a first date.
if a girl asks me to go on a first date to some, £5 thing, whatever it is, I'll go with her, because whatever it is, we could probably have a good time if your personalities are tailored that way. But if you're the kind of person that needs to go to some expensive place and you're saying this is the requirement, I'm only going to look at you one way. I mean, first of all, I will say no anyway. But if I was going to go on that date, there would be an expectation there, the same way you set a very high expectation. And the date's probably not going to go well. It's only going to go well if I'm like a billionaire and you like, okay, I can get a lot from this guy, I'll free it up. And then what is that really?
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yes.
Go smash Drake.
He know who I'm smashing. Yeah, I'm gonna go smash Drake.
Why Drake?
Just because I think that he's sexy and I like his music. Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing less. He looks good and his music is fire. Like he's an idol. Like he's an idol.
I'm an idol too.
He's somebody worth smashing.
I'm an idol too.
Okay.
You are. You're my idol.
Music. All right, bet.
All right, yeah.
All right, we're good then.
Yeah.
What if she gave you a guilt-free pass?
If I had a guilt-free pass, would I use it?
He's trying to act like he don't have somebody in mind, but I feel like he does.
If the guilt-free pass meant that I was about to get $1 million, I'd use it. But I'm not thirsty to go smash any other women.
All right.
Like she's thirsty to go smash Drake.
I'm not thirsty. He asked me a question and I answered it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Oh, there's going to be a fight when they get home.
You know what, though? I think, personally...
Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't. But I think, personally, if she didn't answer first, he probably would have either answered or in his mind known that he would do it himself. But I think from where she answered, and that's his girl, he got a bit hurt by it. And now he had that sort of response.
Yeah, because the thing is that girl... Those kinds of girls are not out of reach for celebrities anymore. Like those two worlds have collided now. Celebrities reach out to girls on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not far fetched for his girl to go and bang Drake. That could be a reality. And the way I see it is, there's never going to be a time. There'll never be a moment in time, because I don't look at celebrities that way. They're not gods. They're just people like us. They bleed like us. They cry like us. Like there's no difference between us and them other than their fame. So I'm not giving my girl a guilt-free pass. And then for him to stand there and be like, oh, if I'm given $1 million, then I'll do it. Bro, take your balls out of her purse and just tell her that you're going to bend over Beyonce at the first moment's glance.
With what she was saying, like, yeah, I would smash Drake. Like, why not? Humans are attracted to other humans. And you can be in a relationship, but that doesn't mean you're not ever going to find somebody else attractive.
Yeah.
So it's like, if she finds Drake attractive and wouldn't mind sleeping with Drake, it's not unnormal.
No, but it's weird to say that in front of your partner.
It's weird to say it in front of your partner, okay? And it's weird that you would still do it just because you had a guilt-free pass, because that's basically cheating. But to sit there and be naive and think that your partner wouldn't ever look at somebody else, or maybe previously before she got with him, she would have always loved to have slept with Drake. Like it's normal. Basically, humans are attracted to humans is what I'm trying to say.
To find someone physically attractive is one thing. To still want to sleep with them after you've gotten with somebody is something else entirely different. Whether you voice it or not, if my girlfriend turned around to me and said, I want to sleep with Drake, we're going to have a problem. If she said to me, Drake's good looking, I don't care. I know she probably finds other guys attractive. That's okay. I mean, it's weird to even bring that up to your partner. I'm not blind to it. I know when you're walking down the road, you'll probably see 3 or 4 guys in the day where you're like, oh yeah, he's good looking. But to voice it to your partner, first of all, is weird. And secondly, even if I walked past girls that I really thought were very good looking, I wouldn't want to smash them, because that feeling would have disappeared now because I'm loyal to someone else, right?
I get that. I get what you're saying completely. And I get that you wouldn't voice it necessarily. What I'm trying to say is, me personally, I know what you're saying about celebrities and normal people and they can reach out to people on Instagram and whatnot. However, if I was in a relationship and I was watching Barbie with my man and he was like, oh, like Margot Robbie is so fit, I'll be like, I know, right? Like I would not get offended. Like even if he said I would love to shag Margot Robbie, I'll be like, yeah, me too. Like,
yeah, I don't think so.
Like,
if he kept saying it, oh man,
No, not if
loves
he
to
kept
bang
saying
her.
it,
So he can say
but
it once.
I think it's just normal for a guy to be attracted to another woman and be sexually attracted to her as well. Like, guys might be in a relationship with a girl and still look at another girl's bum when she's out because she's got a good bum.
Yeah, but I'm not
But
saying
yeah, why
that.
are you looking at her bum though? The bum is a sexual part of the body.
No, I mean, obviously, it might catch your gaze. If a girl
Okay,
walks in with
so
a
there
big
we go
ass,
then.
But you can turn to your friends and be like, they could all be like, yeah, she's got a nice bum. But then they ask you, do you want to sleep with her? And you're like, no.
No, you're obviously not going to look and go, oh, I want to sleep with her. But when you're looking at it because it's
It's not the
just
same thing, though.
human nature. Like, all I'm saying is I would rather be sort of in a relationship with someone where they're just open and talk about this stuff rather than it being more kept
No, but
secretive and things like that. Like,
what I'm saying,
I don't get offended like that easily.
you would get offended if every day your boyfriend was going,
Every day, yeah, but not if one
Sam,
time.
this is my point. You're putting a marker on it now. You're saying one time is okay, but if you go beyond that, now we've got a problem. And all I'm saying is the one time is not okay. So the only thing that separates us is the frequency in which they say it.
No, like, for example, if me and my boyfriend went to go and watch Creed and I'm there like, oh, Michael Jordan is so fit, would I expect him to get upset and want to have an argument, break up with me because I said Michael Jordan's fit? No, it's a matter of fact. Michael Jordan is a sexy man.
Yeah, but it's just weird to do that. Like, for what reason did you say that? Why does your boyfriend need to hear that? If you're out of your girls and you go to watch Michael B. Jordan and you're all saying it, yeah, but then if your boyfriend's there and you turn to him and you go, that man is so fit. I'm just like, what planet are you on?
With regards to this video that we've just watched, do you really think she's sitting there every day going, I want to shag Drake, I want to shag Drake, I want to shag Drake, I want to shag Drake? No, she's not. She's been asked a question on the street. Yeah, I would shag Drake if it came down to it. Yeah, I would do that. What?
No, but they had a conversation about it previously, so she's obviously already told him.
That she finds Drake attractive, probably.
No, because they're talking about hall passes, right? And that had already been defined for her.
I don't agree with a hall pass.
But a hall pass is to go and smash someone.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, neither. I wouldn't. If I was with a girl and she said to me, "This girl's really good looking," she's giving me the opener to give my opinion. But if I'm sitting with her and I'm like, "Oh, so and so on TV, oh man, she's so fit," that's just a weird thing to say. I mean, for what reason?
Offended.
To what end are you even bringing it up?
If we was, okay, you're going to disagree with this, but if we was out in public, right, having dinner, and there was like a girl on a table over there and my man was like, oh, that girl is so fit, then I'd be a bit like, whoa, like, sorry,
Okay.
what? But when you're watching a film and there's a character or a celebrity who's playing a character and they look all sexy and everything, if you want to say she's fit, say it. I'm not going to get upset.
I don't understand why you would even say it. I mean, where does the conversation go from there? All you've done is alert your partner
I get
that
it.
person's look fit.
I get it, but it's just natural as humans.
Okay, what about if he made a friend that looked like the celebrity after you found out that he found that celebrity fit?
Why is he making new female friends for?
No, I mean, he can make friends, but the
But
problem
why
here,
does he need to make new female friends?
what do you mean why?
Depends how he's made friends with her.
If you go to a job and you make friends with someone,
If it's like work related and things like that, cool, fair
That's why
enough.
people
But
cheat the
he
most.
doesn't need to be close friends with a new female after being with me. If he's already been friends with someone before, fine. But you don't need to go out of your way to make a new female friend and be buddy with her. Why are you doing that for?
no, but what I'm asking you is that he's expressed that he finds attractive, right?
Yeah.
And then he makes a new friend at work, let's say.
Yeah,
and
I'd
he's
get
seeing-
insecure.
Right, so that's exactly my point. For what reason are you bringing up that you find this person attractive in front of your partner? Because you didn't prompt him. You didn't
Because
say,
what are
hey,
the
do you find attractive? He just turned around to you and said, that woman is really good looking. And then the conversation's over. It's just like, who does that shit?
But what are the chances of him then getting a job with someone who looks exactly like the celebrity who he finds good looking?
It's not about chances that you've
Anyway,
opened Pandora's box.
I would trust my partner anyway. If you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship.
That has to be tempered. I'm sorry, yeah. If I'm sitting with a girl and she's just, I don't know, we're watching Barbie and she's probably looking at Ryan Gosling thinking he's good looking. That's fine.
He didn't look good looking in Barbie.
Well,
That hair was not it.
Some people might find him good looking.
He looked like Jake Paul. I couldn't unsee it. Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it.
But to my point, if she just turned around to me and said he's so fit, I'd be like, okay. But if she thought in her head and spoke about it with her friends, that's, they're gossiping,
Yeah,
whatever.
because
I
you're
don't care.
naive to think that they won't find somebody else attractive.
Yeah, but my point is even bringing it up. Like, where does the conversation go? Like, if I was dating you and I said to you, "Oh, Sab, Margot Robbie is so fit."
I know.
Yeah, right. And then we're sitting there watching Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, Sab, she's so
Yeah,
fit.
I know.
I want to bang her.
I know, me too.
At some point, you're gonna be like, "Okay, I get it." You will.
Let's
Anybody
see.
would.
When I'm in that position, I'll know how I feel. I'll report back to you.
I hope you don't find yourself in that position, because it's gonna be awkward, especially if the person that he's fawning over looks nothing like you.
I get it because I was talking to this guy before, and he really likes Margot Robbie as well. Like, he was like proper, like he was like, she's my baby, like, And I did get a bit like, oh, like, I don't look like Margot Robbie, like,
The thing is that I don't mind people being attracted. I don't have a problem with people being attracted to all types of people, because I know they're thinking it in their head. My problem is you're sitting with your partner and you're just bringing it up. The conversation's not going anywhere. All it's going to do is lead to insecurities, unless, of course, you're someone that's in an open relationship and you're okay with your partner sleeping with other people. Yeah, I mean, I am not for open relationships. Okay, I like close on my end, close on her end. It's just, first of all, it's healthier that way in terms of like, you might go out and sleep with someone and bring something home. It's less muddy that way. That's just my preference. I would rather just it be closed on both ends and we work on each other. But if you're into that stuff, that's fine. But I just don't understand people that, like that girl, she's talking about Drake. It's not outside the realms of possibility for Drake to fuck her. This isn't like 1980 anymore. The celebrities have very easy access.
But she said she had, if that was a guilt-free pass, that doesn't necessarily mean that if the opportunity was presented to her that she would just take it.
Guilt-free as well. Look at that wording. How could you not feel guilty for cheating on your partner?
But do you see what I'm?
This
do you see my
generation
point
is
though?
doomed.
She might not. She might not do it.
She'd do it. She had thought
You really
written all over her
think?
face.
That's judging a book by its cover. That's rude.
I judge people in here all the time. This is
No,
not
but that's
me saying
rude.
that. Well, that's what I
How
think.
dare you? People might look at me and say that.
Well, that's up to them. You gotta
That's
defend
rude.
yourself.
I can't stand you.
Is that what you're getting pressed over? After all the things I've said in this channel, this is the one that got you.
Yeah, because you just judged the girl. You don't even know her. Anyway, next video.
How old are you?
23.
What do you do for work?
I'm a nurse.
For a man to date you, what job should he stay away from?
Nursing.
You wouldn't date a male nurse?
No.
Is it because you're a nurse or what?
They sleep with other nurses.
I mean, it's the same occupation.
It is, but that means they're sleeping with your coworkers.
You're not telling me all men are like this, though.
They are.
What makes you feel that way?
I work with them currently.
You think dating's gonna get easier for you as you age?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. They get worse when we get older.
Why?
They just do.
Who's they?
Every man.
What do you have against men?
You all suck.
What do we suck at, though?
I don't know. We can do without you.
Like, who hurt you?
I don't know.
Were you about to say a lot of them?
A lot of them.
Oh, the internet's gonna love you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She's definitely hurt.
She
That's a
seemed
hurt
funny.
talking.
Yeah, she seemed funny. But what she was saying was obviously a load of nonsense. I don't doubt that male nurses sleep with female nurses.
She
'cause-
just exposed that she slept with one of them.
Yeah, she's because she said a lot of them. So
Yeah.
I mean, unless she's saying the male nurses are all gay, otherwise then it takes two to tango, right? You're saying all men suck, but in order for them to do the things that you don't like, they have to be fornicating with your coworkers, probably you included. So you suck as well. You literally.
Maybe she had her heart broken by multiple male nurses, which is why she's so against male nurses and she currently hates men.
I don't understand people that think like that. Like someone hurts you in a particular field or whatever, and you're like, oh, these people, these group of men can't be trusted. I'm just like, man, get your head out of what?
Well.
No, well, nothing. Explain yourself.
No, I can't explain myself on camera.
Look, you can't hate you can't hate men in a particular occupation because you had bad experiences with them.
Edit it out. So what?
Of course, yeah. Of course they can.
Am I looking in the wrong place?
Yeah, you always look in the wrong.
So how am I looking in the wrong place then? If
The
there
kind players that you're talking to,
I
the
didn't see
things.
that on the camera.
I'll edit it out. The kinds of men that you talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add this in?
Yeah, but it depends on what you're going to say because you're hotting me up.
Okay, let me reword this. You don't have,
Yes, I do.
in my opinion, I've just
People
offended
like
Savvy. She's probably not a good judge of character, though. Normally, when people say that somebody, don't get offended when I say this. Normally, when someone's saying some shit like that, it's a reflection of themselves, and they haven't dealt with inner demons, and so they take out on the people that.
Why would I take offense to that?
Because of what we just said. All right, we'll talk about this after. I don't want to take digs at you on camera.
For a woman that's 25, what do you think her body count would be?
I don't care what her body count is. I don't care.
What do you think the average is, though?
I don't care. I don't care.
What's your opinion is what I'm asking you.
I don't have an opinion on it. I hope that whoever that 25-year-old girl is not getting asked that. You should not be asking 25-year-old girls what their body count is.
That's not what I asked you.
What I'm telling you, though, I don't care what you ask me. What I'm telling you is that I'm not gonna tell you what 25-year-old girls should be fucking. Fuck who you want to fuck.
In your mind, it's okay if a 25-year-old chick has like 100 bodies or 15?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. If they're happy, if they're healthy, yeah.
You don't think that could play a negative role in their life?
If they are a good human being, if they lead with love, if they are a good fucking person, absolutely fucking not. What do you think?
If you're giving yourself to like just any and everybody, you're not really respecting yourself.
But I think that as a man, if you were to fuck 500 girls, you would not have the same repercussions as a girl who fucked 50 guys.
I think that we've kind of discussed this on the channel before, and you say that men have standards, and some men may have a standard where they don't want to be with a woman who slept with a lot of men, which is fair. They can have that standard. Him saying she's got no respect for herself if she's done this, that's his opinion. Mm-hmm. That's not to say that his opinion is valid to her, because her opinion might be, I want to live like a man. I want to sleep with as many people as I want, and it doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's just a difference of opinions.
Yeah, the way I look at it is that if your standards are such that you need a girl to have a low body count, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking her, because those are your standards. I would say to a girl, if you don't want a man asking you and he asks you and that breaches your privacy, then you have to be with him. But I think the idea that men can't have those standards is a bit ridiculous to me. Men can have those standards. Women have standards of men. You don't have to accept it. No one's telling you to climb in bed with the guy or let him put a ring on you. But if those are his standards, it's not sexist or misogynistic or whatever, they're allowed to have those standards.
Can I ask you a question then? So at what point when talking to someone or getting to know someone, do you think it's okay to ask that question if you was the sort of person that wanted to know that information?
I think if you've gone on a couple of dates with them and you can see it progressing beyond that, and you're thinking about maybe bringing them home to maybe a family function or something, I think before they meet the family, some things should be ironed out first, because meeting someone's family is a big deal. And I think introducing multiple people to your parents is not a good thing. And I think you should let your boundaries be clear and let your standards be clear. And if they don't want to answer, that's completely fine. Women do not have to tell men how many people they've slept with. This is their right, but it's also the man's right to ask you if he wants that kind of woman in his house. And if you turn around to him at age 25 and you've got 100 bodies and he says no, he has every right to, and I can kind of understand why. And at the same time, if you don't want to say it because that's your body and it's your choice, then walk away. I don't want to hear all this bullshit, oh, men, blah, 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 blah. They're allowed to have these standards.
So in your opinion, what number is too high for a woman?
I don't know. I don't know what number's too high. I know 100 is. I don't know where the cutoff is, and it's going to depend on the woman, her age.
Okay, so if you spoke to a woman and you really liked her and you wanted to bring her home to meet your mum and you asked her a question and she said 25, is that too high?
How old is she?
30. So you'd base it on the age?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you've got an 18-year-old girl who's got 100 bodies, we've got a serious problem there.
Yeah, but are you really going to bring an 18-year-old to your mum?
What I'm saying is that the age is important. If she's 25...
Okay, let's say she's 30 years old and she slept with 25 men.
That'll probably bother me.
24. 24.
hold on. Let me explain why.
23.
Let me explain
22.
why. If
21.
If it was a girl in this area, right, where we've grown up,
Yeah.
25 bodies, I have to think one of those guys, I might know them, or they might know people that I know. And it's not an insecurity thing. I just don't really want people that I know having been inside the sugar walls of the girl that I'm going to bring home to my mom.
Sugar walls.
I just don't want that.
That's a new one.
That's an old one. That's an old school one. Hodge twins.
That's new in my world.
But I don't want her like having to deal with it. I don't want to like get into a situation where we're walking down our local town and then so and so's like, hey, how you been? Blah, blah. I'm standing there like, oh, I've
30 years old. 10.
Again, it depends. It entirely depends. I get the people that are like, I don't want to know.
What would that depend on?
Multiple things. Like if one of those 10 is someone that I'm
so you're going to ask her, okay, who are these 10? Would you ask that question?
I don't know, because there's no concrete way to deal with this. Every relationship is different. If you got with a guy, right? Because in my experience, girls tend to care less about body count. That's just what I've experienced. And if you got with a guy and you knew getting with him that he had a very high body count, maybe your question to him won't be, how many have you slept with? Your question might be, do I know any of them that you've slept with? Because your body count is so high and we're from the same area. Because you're a playboy around here. And then if you hear that he slept with so-and-so who you went to school with, or so-and-so that you still talk to, or so-and-so you might see at church, you might be like, yeah, I'm out.
Okay, so what about if you was ready to bring her home to mum and you said, how many people have you slept with? And she said 3. First of all, you're probably not going to think to ask, do I know any of these 3, because the number's quite low. But let's say it's 3 and you ask, do I know any of them? And she says, yeah. So it's only 3, but you know one of them. You're still going to just give it a miss?
To what extent do I know them? Are they distant? Do I just know them on Facebook, or do I know them? Because if I know them, then we got a problem.
Okay, but let's say it's distant, but then she slept with 15, but they're all distant. It doesn't matter whether they're distant or close, because regardless, you either feel a way about it or you don't.
Look, these things are not set in stone. I would not apply the same methods to one girl that I would to another. Every relationship is different. The way people get into relationships alter. There might be a situation where I'm like, I don't need to know what's going on in this girl's past. And there might be a situation where I'm like, I need to be briefed on a couple things here, because I might not trust you. You might have done some shady shit. You might have slept with some people that are close to me. That might be my inclination. So I don't believe in these people that are like, you should question the girl on everything. And I also don't believe these people that are like, don't ask any questions. People are complex. Relationships are complex. There's loads of things that you'll only find in one relationship, and in your new relationship, you won't have to deal with that. I think you deal with it on a case-by-case basis. A lot of these red pill podcasts and even these feminist podcasts, they go one way with it. And I don't think there's one way to deal with people. Everyone's different. So you deal with it differently. That's my take on it anyway. There might come a time where I get with a girl and I want to ask her how many people she slept with. If she doesn't want to answer it, she can pack her bags and get stepping. There might come a time where I get with a girl and I don't really want to know. For whatever reason, there could be a multitude of reasons. And that's what that situation is. No 2 girls are the same, and no 2 relationships are the same. So, yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
Interesting.
I think that's the fairest way to do it, though. Everyone's different.
Yeah, in your world.
No, in the real world, everyone's different.
No, that's in your world how you would like to do your situation with your partner.
So you would treat them all the same?
Because, for example, I've never been with a guy that's ever asked me what my body count is.
Okay, and what if he did?
I mean, I'm not ashamed to say what it is.
Mm-hmm.
However, would I like being asked the question? No.
Okay, but if you really like the guy,
because it is still personal to me.
Yeah, but let's say it's somebody that you're going to be with. This is that you want to settle with this guy. You're thinking about children with him, and he asks you.
No, if I was with someone and I want to marry this guy and he asks me, I will answer it, but I just won't like the fact that he's asked.
For me, it wouldn't even. If I really, really liked somebody and I saw it going somebody, the awkward questions would be asked beforehand. Not when I'm like, right, I want to marry this person. Now I'm going to ask them. I find that shit weird.
I get it, but me personally, I understand men have got their standards and whatever, but I don't think it should matter or it should be the be and end of your relationship if you're really getting along as people.
I think that you would ask a guy, depending on the guy.
No, I would
If you
never
got-
ask a guy.
If
ever.
you got with a guy
yeah.
that was like of Conor McGregor fame, and you
Yeah.
know you've heard stories on the news, oh, he's
Yeah.
banged this guy, he's banged that guy,
No.
he's banged half of Ireland, and then you meet him,
No.
and you never had this knowledge beforehand, right? You didn't know he was famous. You had no idea. You come to learn that this guy's a playboy. Well, he was a playboy. He's mega famous. You hear all these stories on the news. You wouldn't say, how many girls have you banged?
No. And I'll tell you my answer to that, honestly. In my whole life, I've never asked a guy what his body count is. Even friends, people I work with, it's just not something that intrigues me because I know that men do sleep around a lot anyway. And a man's body count will never, ever, ever bother me, whether it's high or low.
1,000.
I don't care.
1,000.
Does not bother me. Why? What difference does that make to my life? Yeah, I'll be upset that 1,000 girls have seen what my man's got. It doesn't feel as exclusive, but the amount of women that a guy has slept with, it doesn't bother me.
I think I used 1,000 to see what you're going to say, because
Yeah.
if you think a guy that has slept with 1,000 girls is going to be loyal to you, you must be crazy.
Well, the way I look at it is that if a guy has slept with a lot of women, he's sort of essentially got it out of his system. He's been with multiple different people. He's had a taste of everything. He's
1,000,
been
Seb.
active. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like he's at a point where he could potentially just be ready to stick with one person. Whereas if a guy hasn't slept with a lot of people, that's when my guard is up, because he hasn't explored enough. So he's going to be a bit more curious.
I hear that. I hear that. If you get with a guy that's only been with one girl, he might not know how to deal with arse and tits in his face when he goes out clubbing. I hear that. But at the same time, if you get with a guy and you found that he's got 1,000, he's already gone beyond the point where you would be like, oh, I've had my fun. 1,000 girls, you ain't tapping out. You're in that lifestyle. You're
I
damn
don't know.
Brazilian.
Well, furthermore, the way I think of it is, what you don't know can't hurt you. So I would never want
That's
to.
not true.
Yes, it is true, and
What
I'll
you
tell
don't
you
know
why.
can hurt you.
What you don't know can't hurt you, because if you don't know it, how are you going to get hurt by it?
Well, if you don't have the knowledge of your partner and how many people they slept with, you might not have the knowledge of other activities that they take part in. And they could go out and bang some girl and bring home an STD. So what you don't know can hurt you.
You're being
That's
too
not dramatic. People do that
No,
all the
but
time.
you're looking too deep into it. It's like, you know, when we say people are like, I don't know what example to use, like the 3-finger glove situation. We know there's people out there with 3 fingers, and 3-finger gloves exist, but it's not common. It's not every day.
Infidelity is very common.
The point I'm trying to make is, if there's a spider above my bed, I'm not going to sleep all night because I know that spider's there and I'm scared it's going to drop on me. Whereas if I don't know that spider's there, I'm going to go sleep and not ever know that it was there, and I'm going to sleep just fine, versus having a sleepless night because I know it's there. If I'm like...
But you understand that there's things can go wrong with that as well, right? Not knowing the spider's there.
You're nitpicking right now.
I'm not.
You're in the context that I'm using it. So what I'm trying to say is, if I know my man has slept with 1,000 women, that could potentially hurt my feelings. Whereas if I don't know that, I'm not going to get hurt by it because I don't know he slept with 1,000 people.
Okay, well, I mean,
Why am I going to hurt my own feelings for?
No, but there's what you're saying is what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
What
But
you don't know can't hurt you.
It can't hurt you is an absolute. What you don't know absolutely can hurt you, and you just don't know it. You don't know that it's causing damage to
So
your
it's
life.
not hurting you because you don't know about it. How can it hurt you if you don't know about it?
So if your partner was going into your bank account, draining your money, and you didn't know, they're hurting you. You just don't know yet. People do that all the time. This is not a fringe.
You're nitpicking.
No.
You're nitpicking. You are.
Infidelity.
You're taking it out of context. But anyway.
I'm not. Infidelity is very common, and you might not know what your partner gets up to because you never vetted them properly. And yeah, what you don't know that they're sleeping around. So technically, you can't be hurt because you don't know what's going on. But the more people you sleep with, the more chance you run the risk of catching something. And the more chance you run the risk of them walking out on you because they're just getting it everywhere they can.
I'm thinking of it more so if your friend is talking about you behind your back, saying hurtful things, and you don't know about it, you're not hurt because you don't know that that's what they're saying. So it can't hurt you because you don't know about it.
Wouldn't you rather? You'd rather know though, right?
Of course, but if it's not happen, if you don't know about it,
Yeah.
it's not hurting
Yeah, but in your
you. It can't hurt you.
Yeah, but Sab, in your example where someone's talking behind your back, yeah, it can't hurt you because you don't know.
Yeah.
But in the other examples, those all can hurt you. Objectively,
Yeah, but
they
it's
can.
nitpicking. In the context that I'm using it, you're nitpicking. But anyway, hopefully someone watching this video will understand the point I'm getting at.
I understand your
You're
point.
going too in depth and in detail. I understand your
Okay.
point as well, but you're going too deep in.
So you're just talking about surface level.
Practically, yeah. On the context of what we're talking about, if my man slept with 1,000 people, if I don't know that, I can't get hurt by it because it's his past. He's not still doing
Don't you
it.
think there's limits to that, though, Sab? Just do you think there's any limits to that?
What, to the amount of people a guy slept with?
Yeah,
I
let's say
don't care.
5,000.
I don't care.
I'm not
I
okay.
don't
No, I'm not
care.
asking you if you care now. I'm
Yeah.
asking you for women in general. If they get with a man that slept with, let's say 10,000. Let's go really extreme.
But it's everybody else's. That would bother me. 10,000 would bother me because I don't like the idea of all these women knowing what my man looks like naked, what he's got, and how he is in the bedroom, and then everyone can look and go, yeah, I've had sex with her man. I don't want that.
So, but 1,000 doesn't bother you.
I don't know, but more than likely, no, it wouldn't bother me.
Okay, so what we've established here is you also have your line. It's just way over there compared to mine.
Yeah, I guess. I think it's you can't ask me to give my opinion for other women because everybody has their different opinions and preferences. Like the way you would want to ask a woman her body count and you've got a limit to your numbers, there's a lot of men that wouldn't be so bothered and pressed about it. I've spoken to a guy before and I've asked him, you know, like, what's your opinion with girls who sort of sleep with a guy straight away or have slept with multiple people or have even slept with your friends? And he said it doesn't bother me.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's going to
So
have their own
it's
standards.
it's difference of opinions. Everyone lives life different. There might be some girls that won't sleep about. There will be some girls that do. It's just each to their own.
Okay, well, just so we don't go in circles, I'll just
Yeah.
give you my closing statement on this. I don't believe people when they say they don't care. I just think they haven't explored how far they're willing to push that. Like what we've just established with you, 10,000 would be crossing the line. Whereas for me, if a girl said of a much lower number, that would be crossing the line. Wherever that, I think that line exists for everybody. It's just some people it's way over the limit. Like they're very cool with their partners doing X, Y, and Z over there, and some people are more conservative with it, which I think is fine either way. If those are your boundaries, that's the realm that you live in, then that's fine. But I don't think it's okay for women to try to shit on men for having those standards. And I think if you get with a girl and she reveals that she has a high body count, you also don't have to feel obligated to stay with her. But if you don't care, then you don't care, you know? It's, you know, whatever works for you. Personally, that doesn't work for me. I've got my limit. But like I said, my one has a lot more nuances to it. I try to treat everyone differently and try to look at what their life is like now and try to see if there's anything that could cause me problems based on things they've told me about their past. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I bet you anyone going to get.
And let me know as well what you think in the comment section.
Oh, they're going to love you on this one.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people are probably going to be against me.
No, I don't think so. You're going to have your, you know, you see them in the comments. Oh, Mike, leave Sabi alone. I see you.
Oh, that's only like
I see you.
I need more of them.
Well, one of you two are traitors.
When you guys go out, who usually pays for the dates?
Do you even have to ask?
So I'm assuming it would be him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a safe assumption, unless you knew Stacy here. Yes. Very confident, demanding. So she makes me pay for everything. Yes, you're right.
Under what circumstances do you cover the bill?
Never.
Why is that?
Because I bring my value
How do you bring your value?
by being myself
Okay.
and entertaining this man.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
How do I bring my value?
What do you mean? If I get invited or if she gets invited, that's probably the difference, right? You know, if she invited me out and she said, I want to take care of you, then she'd probably pay for it. But I think when we go out and I've invited her, then we'll go out and I'll pay for it.
I mean, I wouldn't hang out with a guy that didn't pay.
Okay.
I just wouldn't, I wouldn't be attracted to a guy. It's not like it's all about money. Like, we have to have a great time, we have a good friendship, inspire each other, be there for each other. But there's a lot of people in the world, and But
You want to be spoiled. You want to be taken care of.
absolutely, because I bring my feminine energy to the table.
What the fuck does that mean? She didn't say anything. She was like, I bring value, I bring feminine energy. What is that?
This is the thing. A lot of these women that are like that, where they want men to pay for everything, their answer to everything is like, because it's me, basically. Because it's me and I'm pretty and I'm a woman, I deserve that. But do you see what I'm saying? Where it's like these women are the ones that are getting the men.
Yeah, but Sab, you don't put yourself out there like that. I can't behave
And
like
I
that.
will offer to pay, and then it's like the guy don't want me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna offer no more. I'm just gonna sit there. But then I get scared. I'm gonna get judged. Like, oh, she just wanted a free meal. No, I don't want a
Yes.
free meal. I'll happily pay for myself.
It's because you're not a piece of shit. That girl is she was like,
Yeah, and she's got a boyfriend, and I'm single.
yeah, but you know, it's better to hold out for somebody good than to just date some guy who's gonna throw money at you because all you're giving him is your looks. I guarantee you, if you behave like these thoughts on Instagram and stop deactivating your account, you'll get a guy. What Sabi does is Sabi disappears off the internet, doesn't answer her phone, stays in the house, so nobody even knows your existence. No one knows you're here because you won't let them know.
True.
Behave like these thoughts, and I guarantee you'll get guys. 100%.
Put a thumbs up in the comments if you want me to come back on Instagram.
Yeah, because we put your Instagram handle up and they can't even search you.
Yeah, so let's see how many people really want me to come back on. And if we get no thumbs up in the comments, not liking the video, thumbs up in the comments, I'm not jumping back on.
Liking the video is better. It's better for
Like, comment, subscribe.
Look, all that girl's bringing is her looks, but guess what, lady? Looks fade. And when the prettier 20-year-old comes in, you'll be out the door. So actually learn something and bring something to the table other than your feminine energy, because that shit's going to get old real quick. I guarantee you. After you have provided him with a certain number of nuts, he's going to go somewhere else. Now, I'm sorry, if you're talking like that, that's how you're going to get responded to. You bring nothing to the table. Nothing. If you didn't look that good, you wouldn't get shit. And that's the reality. That's all you bring. And that guy probably has money, and you recognize that. You're going to have your fun for a while. And when you expire, because that's how you've treated yourself, so that's how I'm going to refer to you, then you're going to be replaced. Actually add some value to the relationship. Do something where it's like he's going to remember you by it other than sucking his dick and taking his money. That's all it is. I got no respect for these girls whatsoever. Anything you want to add?
Are you done?
Yeah, don't behave like these bitches, man. These girls are bitches.
Do I ever, and have you ever seen me behave like that?
No, that's why you don't have these idiot pricks throwing money at you. Although Sabi has had her... we'll leave that out.